I am the infantry. I am my country's strength in war, her deterrent in peace. I am the heart of the fight, wherever, whenever. I carry America's faith and honor against her enemies. I am the queen of battle. I am what my country expects me to be, the best trained soldier in the world. In the race for victory, I am swift, determined, and courageous, armed with a fierce will to win. Never will I fail my country's trust. Always I fight on through the foe, to the objective, to triumph over all. If necessary, I fight to my death. By my steadfast courage, I have won 200 years of freedom. I yield not to weakness, to hunger, to cowardice, to fatigue, to superior odds. For I am mentally tough, physically strong, and morally straight. I forsake not my country, my mission, my comrades, my sacred duty. I am relentless. I am always there, now and forever. I am the infantry. Follow me.
Riverside House. The family that lived here owned the land that Fort Benning is built on. It now houses the commanding general. In 1964, the infantry school was relocated, and now this building is the center of educational and doctrinal development for the infantry. This building is referred to as the Old Patton Headquarters. It was here that he and other brilliant minds of World War II met and planned. As you can see now, it is the headquarters for the Infantry Training Center. Although there are many churches here at Fort Benning, this is the oldest and perhaps the most picturesque. It is called the Main Post Chapel. This museum contains many treasures from past wars. It also houses a wealth of history and infantry nostalgia. This collection of old artillery pieces represents the support the infantry received from the artillery. During World War II, Fort Benning was open to the 2nd Armored Division so that they might train and ready men for the defense of their country in such faraway places as Africa, Sicily, Finland, England, France, and Germany. These are many of the tanks used in those battles. From a temporary camp in 1918 to the surging military center of today, Fort Benning has and always will be the home of the infantry. And since 1959, Iron Mike has been the symbol of the infantryman. The classic pose of the infantry leader, powerful, dynamic, alert, weapon in hand, leading his men forward, always the dominant and decisive figure on the battlefield, arm raised, saying, "Follow me." Fort Benning houses 2 training brigades, the 1st and the 2nd. They are both dedicated to train fresh, raw recruits and help them emerge as working, fighting machines, honed to the razor's edge of their ability.
Welcome to Fort Benning and Johnston Hall. Both of those signs raised mixed emotions. It's a combination of fear and curiosity. Then my next reaction was, I wonder if it's too late to turn back. Before I could answer my own question, the bus was coming to a stop and we were getting ready to unload. This was my first sensation that we were really here. When we saw that sign, it was like entering another world. No turning back. As the bus unloaded and we filed into Johnston Hall, my heart began to beat a little faster.
Which requires you to return home. Someone at home should tell the Red Cross office nearest your home. The Red Cross in your hometown will check that you are needed, and they will tell us.
They started by showing us a video which explained military procedures.
My name is Sergeant Frazier.
Then a sergeant showed us how to fill out papers, like who to notify in case of an emergency.
Right next to where it says "Dear," sign your name on either one of the lines on the bottom. Start down to your left with the address you just completed, face up.
There was a lot of sitting around and staring at walls as we waited for our paperwork to be completed. As the other buses arrived and more guys piled in, I started to feel like an old-timer. I was an hour older than they were. The sergeant explained the amnesty rooms to us. This was our only chance to divest ourselves of any contraband, from illegal substances to a nuclear warhead, and nobody would say a word. Just drop it into a slot in the wall and forget it. We all took a turn even if we had nothing to throw away. After this, we would get a hot meal and then go mercifully to bed.
Your infantry training and drew out your...
We'll be here at the processing center for 3 days. During this time, we'll be tested emotionally, intellectually, and physically. Today, day 1 was medically. Eye tests, then fitted for glasses, then teeth x-rays. This thing looks like it was invented by an alien. While we're here, there's a lot of live fire, and a guy needs to protect his ears. That's what I like, my own personal earplugs. Blood is taken to determine blood type and to test for AIDS virus. I think this guy enjoys his work. Ouch. With the help of another sergeant, we worked on our medical files. Then after swabbing ourselves with alcohol...
Okay, as soon as you wipe both your shoulders down...
That's right, you guessed it, shots. Ooh, right between the eyes. Now that we've been looked over and looked through, we had some time to rest before we undertook matters of finance. Here we got an advance so we could buy toiletry items.
Last of it, 153. I'll be back.
Is your copy 20, 40, 60, 80, $100?
And then, haircuts. I think they call it a close crop. Well, they say we're all brothers under the skin. Now we all look like it. Oh well, it's only $3. What the heck, it'll grow again. You won't need that anymore. New clothes. We were measured and outfitted completely in the time it would take your girl to buy one dress. We got shoes, socks, gloves, hats, pants, and shirts. Everything we needed that might be best suited for hard work. You know what? They fit. Well, almost. We took pictures, both yearbook and ID. Now it was time to meet our drill sergeant, the one we would live with for the next 13 weeks.
Now, you drill sergeants, nobody knows what you do. Nobody sees the agony, the frustrations, the long, hard hours, the absolute pure emotion and elation of seeing soldiers win, of seeing civilians come into our organization and transform into infantrymen in so short a period. Nobody knows really the effort you have to put in during this most formative stage in these young adults' lives. You don't nearly get enough recognition. But I guess that's part of being a drill sergeant. We don't know exactly what you do, no one does. But we know there's something that's magic there and something that's special. Well, God bless you.
Our mission here is to split suspected fracture and immobilize the
In this class, a man can learn to save a life, and that life may be his own. This is serious stuff, so we all pay real close attention.
pull down very tightly.
Today we're learning how to administer a splint for a fracture. And we're also learning what to do in case of a broken wrist and how to identify a casualty.
Once you've done that, then turn back around so that you can see.
At this time, what's happened is Sergeant Osborne been in mess hall. He starts choking. He's got something stuck in his throat. You'll observe that he has placed his hands up at his throat. This is the universally recognized sign of a conscious choking casualty. When you see someone like this, I want you to come up to the man, place your hand on his shoulder, and ask him, "Are you okay?" He is not okay. I position my foot in between his, kick his feet out to where they're at least shoulder width apart. I place my hand on the far side of him, on his shoulder, get good control of my casualty. I take this hand and I force him to lean forward, keeping control of him. Open my hand and I tap him 4 times between the shoulder blades. Soon as I've done that, I straighten my casualty back up. I ask him, "Are you okay?" He is not okay. I close my hand into a fist, placing the interior thumb knuckle against his gut. I place my other hand right on top, leaning him forward, and I pull towards me 4 times. Bring my casualty back up. I ask him, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, thank you.
All right, go ahead and pick it up and start talking to me.
This is called tactical communications. Here, we learn how to use a radio properly.
Tango, Hotel, Echo, Mike, Gotham. Set up ambush by 0030 hours.
You sure you?
Learning to march and sing cadence does something to a man, and instills a feeling of pride and sense of accomplishment. And it also makes you forget where you're going. Whoa! Before we are led into what they cryptically call the gas chamber, every mask is checked. They make sure it is placed correctly so it will work perfectly. Then it's time to line up and wait your turn. Once inside the chamber, we'll pull our masks off to give the feeling of what it might be like to be gassed. Believe me, it's a wrenching experience.
Open your eyes so you can see where you're going. That telephone pole up there. Get your hand out your face. Run up the hill. Run up the hill. Run up the hill.
Bivouac is kind of like camping out, only tougher. When you camp out, you don't have a drill sergeant, and that's what makes it tougher. Here we learn to do it right, the Army way. From pitching a tent, to insulating it to keep from freezing. After bivouac, it's time to clean all the implements and put everything back in order. Speaking of cleaning, here in the 1st Brigade Barracks, or starships as they're referred to, they are preparing for an inspection. Floors to sweep, beds to lift, uniforms to check, time to wax. However, on the other side, 2nd Brigade, they were heavily into an inspection. The sergeant will scrutinize every piece of a recruit's equipment and clothing to see if it is being cared for properly. Clothing must be hung a particular way with buttons buttoned. Drawers must be neat and organized, or else.
Okay, man, your wall lockers didn't look too well. We're gonna have a re-inspection 2 hours from now. Are there any questions? No, sir. Carry on.
This red flag means that live ammo is being fired. Soon that'll be us.
We'll be in this manner, men. Bolt up to the rear, weapon placed on safe, dust cover open. Understood?
Yes, Sergeant!
Good.
Before the Army places a weapon in your hand along with live ammunition, there are classes, both on the operation of a weapon and on the safety measures.
All right, Files, once you get to your position, Files, place the weapon in the V-notch stake. Place the weapon in the V-notch stake and stand between the two black and white concrete poles, man. Stand between the concrete
We've
poles.
already
Put the
received a
weapon in the
class on
V-notch
how to
stake.
properly hold an M16 and how to fire from a foxhole in prone position. That was done without live ammo.
Looking good, looking good. Keep moving. Keep your hands cupped.
Today we are zeroing in our weapons, and over the next few days we'll commence with rapid fire as we all qualify. This is the grenade launcher. Again, many hours of preparation before we get this far. It's kind of like firing your M16, only different. The Army's kind of funny. When you get something dirty, they like you to clean it. Just like Mom. The Law rocket, light anti-tank weapon, is an interesting weapon. It's discarded after it's fired. Today we're only firing practice loads.
You're going to get down behind your cover. I'm going to do this standing up where everybody can see. You'll be down in that prone position. He says go. You fold that bandolier back. Don't take any equipment out of that bandolier. You just spread them pouches open, physically look in there and make sure you see that M4 wire assembly, M18A1 Claymore mine, M57 firing device, and M40 test set. Connect them together.
Landmine warfare, something every infantryman must know. This is a class on the Claymore mine. Innocent looking as it might be, its blast is devastating.
Go!
Learning how to place an anti-tank mine is an art. It takes many hours of practice. After a hard day of blowing up the countryside, a guy gets good and hungry, and there's nothing like Army chow to fill you up. While most of us are busy eating, some guys have the privilege of KP. Did I say privilege? Over in the 1st Brigade, the same thing is going on. Hungry men chowing down. I'm glad the Army gives complete and careful instruction before we get hands-on experience, because this is the one I'm concerned about. Hand grenades.
All right, later on this morning, you receive your 2 live fragmentation grenades. You'll have 2 grenades inside a canister.
Before we move on to the live bay to actually throw these little beasts of destruction, we get a class.
Attach your grenade to your ammo pouch. If it does not fit, do not worry about it. These ammo pouches have been washed 30,000 times. And the second guy will execute a combat roll to his left, replacing the first guy. Roll away, roll away.
Now the time has come. First we stand in a cement bunker and look through thick, bulletproof glass so that we can get the effect. Then we're moved into a foxhole and given 2 live grenades to throw. Thank God for the instructor. I wouldn't want to be there alone. Sunday, free time. Here at Fort Benning, there are churches of most denominations in both Sand Hill and Harmony Church.
Material things, and yes, Lord, for the spiritual things. We know it is for your son,
They didn't want to follow the Bible. The gospel lays out a beautiful plan on how to live life. It doesn't matter.
Nothing like a good game of basketball to get the juices flowing. Some of us shot pool while others played football. Then there are those who like the gym. Some guys like the quieter things. Thanks for the cookies, Mom. If it was your girl you wanted to talk to, you had to start early. Look at this line. Road marches. Sore feet, aching shoulders, arms that feel like lead. This is what occurs to the soldiers who withstand the grueling 10-miler, 12-miler, and the never seems to end 15-miler. Anyone who completes these road marches can stand tall and proud of his accomplishments. Finally, we're fitted for our Class A uniforms. This means that in just a few short weeks, we'll be marching on that parade ground during graduation.
12.5 regular.
Yeah, and loose.
In this exercise, we fire live ammo at moving targets while smoke bombs are thrown to simulate tear gas. This class is to show us how to tie a Swiss seat. Once this is accomplished, we will be hooked onto a trolley that will transport us across a small river. This is lovingly referred to as the slide for life. Now that the tailor is through cutting and sewing, we actually get to take possession of our Class A's.
Now look at yourself in the mirror there. Check yourself out in the mirror.
And continue. At this time, if you notice my demonstrator, he aims up at his target which he's going to enter. And just in case the enemy sticks his head out, he would go ahead and blow it off. Now, with his throwing hand, he will reach down, grab the end of the grappling hook. Not the grappling hook end, but the opposite end. Continue, demonstrator. He immediately puts his back up against the wall.
MOUT, military operations in urbanized terrain. These techniques are taught to train the soldier in the fundamentals of combat techniques in built-up areas. This includes movement, entry, searching and clearing buildings, and firing positions.
Enemy still there!
The obstacle course. Here every man is tested to the limits of his physical endurance. Muscles strain, teeth clench. Some men fly through, some men work a little harder, but we all make it. After each obstacle, we have to hit the deck and do 10 push-ups. And after we complete the course one time, we're given a few moments to recuperate, and then it's off again. This time, halfway through, we're diverted through a swamp. Infantry. Back in time to clean up, and it's Class A inspection. Now there's a bunch of happy guys on the way home from the PX. Maybe it's the one in Sand Hill, or maybe Harmony Church. Now that we're close to graduation, we're able to visit the main PX, or maybe even bowl a game or two.
Good evening, sir.
Afternoon, soldier.
You can stop, soldier. Next man, turn around. Move up. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, soldier.
End of cycle test.
Afternoon, sir.
This is much like the mid-cycle test that we all had to take to complete basic training and to move on to AIT. Here we're tested on everything from how to salute an officer, to law, to first aid. But that's what the infantry's all about. making good soldiers. PT, one of my favorites. Funny? Doesn't sound like Jane Fonda. This is great. Push-ups, jumping jacks, sit-ups, and I don't even have to pay a membership fee. There's no pretty girls in bikinis to distract us. Bummer.
That's it.
Yeah! Push it up, yeah! All right, one more, keep going.
And these detonations will be taking place in those grenade assemblies in these 4 drums that you see. One to my rear, your front, one to your left, one to your right, and also one in the rear of you. That's where those detonations take place. We're going to say that this detonation occurred from my demonstrators at the butt of the weapon to break its fall. He's going to place the weapon on the ground in front of him. He's going to lay his body across that weapon. Notice the angle that the weapon is going. It's not sticking out. I cannot see the weapon. Tuck his elbows in from his head to his feet. Demonstrator, shockwave is now traveling from your head to your feet. What are you going to do?
Stay down, Sergeant.
He's going to stay down because he didn't want to pick him up. Debris has not stopped falling. What are you going to do?
Stay down, Sergeant.
There's one command to get you out of this position, and that command is all debris has stopped falling. Demonstrator, all debris has stopped falling. He'll automatically get up, check himself out, assume the ready fight position as he started, and face you. Ah! Check point that it traveled from your head to your feet, and then forward, lay up. Mark time, forward.
Right, man, get it up.
6 inches in between fingertips. Occurred in this drum here, his body would not have been at an angle pointed toward that drum. He would have fell in a straight line.
Yes, sir.
Do not have an angle. Now listen up, man. You should have taken and put the muzzle of that weapon below your chin. I mean, I shouldn't be able to see that weapon.
Get your feet flat.
Get the weapon all the way, the muzzle all the way underneath your chin. Put your thumb in ears. Hands covering eyes. Tuck your elbows in. Do you want to fly away? Now listen up, man. Every time you hear the drop command, you automatically get up, assume that ready fight position. Always face me at the PT stand. Is that understood? Yes, sir. Always get up facing me. All debris has stopped falling. Stay alert. Elbows tight, heels together and on the ground.
Point straight to the rear.
All you gotta do is find the direction and have your head towards it. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're out of the way. You're not paying attention to what's going on. Put your heels where they're supposed to be.
With your heels.
Get them elbows.
They go out.
And stop falling.
Hey, what are your heels for? You don't even know.
Feet flat down. Hand on your steel pot.
Who's protecting that?
No, he don't care.
What are you supposed to do? How's your heels supposed to be? Put your heels together.
If your feet like a shockwave travel from the heel to the head, what are you going to do? All the brain has not falling. What are you going to do? Without sounding off, come the other hand. Just like I did my demonstrator, I'm going to simulate a sound of a bang reaction. Remember, when you hear the prompt command to get up, that's when your test will begin. This is your test, man. This is your test.
Get up! You better get up.
Be prepared to react to your test. You better wake up.
Run!
No-go, elbow, if not, stop falling. What are you going to do? Receive previous Friday now. You are a first-time go. Give yourself a pound of steel pot. When I tell you to fall out, you'll fall out in the wood line behind the red drum. First sound like pussies when I tell you to move. Move!
Squad leaders, you got the weapons up in the air. Let's go, man. Yeah, hold on, now, hold on. Man, you had 36 no-go. Chance y'all say when y'all say take a seat.
Yes, sir. Oh, that sounded impressive, Alpha. Come here.
Seat.
Alpha, where the heart? Take to kill at any hour. Marine, the best you ever seen. Knees to the breeze, back to the blast. Peace, fight, force, the A-team.
Somebody help me do this. That's lovely stuff, boy.
That shit will fuck you up.
Y'all seen these guys' mistakes back here. You want to go low crawling through this pit 3 and 4 times, you just lift your head up and look. Get your bullet right through your forehead that way. You dig it. Get your ass down.
Hacker, cock your firing blade.
Back over here. That was real smart. All the goddamn work.
So you better reach out with both arms. Reach all the way out. Now cock your firing leg. Now at the same time you push off with this leg, you reach out and pull with this arm. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, keep moving. Keep your head down, son. There you go. If you're laying down in the prone, I'm supposed to firm position when I tell you to get up on your feet, man. The man or the last rank. Keep it. On your feet, you're now sounding off. Everybody must sound off. Hey, you two. All right, hey, listen up. Listen up. I am a very easy guy to get along with, so I'm going to give everybody one chance. You better get that way right quick. The only exception to that is, hey, do you understand English? Do you understand English over there? You better keep that weapon at the damn ready position, you. You better wake that son, your soldier up next to you about scalding. All right. Hit it! On your feet, you're moving too slow. You're not sounding off. Hit it! You're not firing hand down the large portion of the butt of the weapon. You're not rolling your knob far inside. You're not stacking your heels. And you're not sounding off. On your feet! Get your hand out of that pistol grip when you get on your feet. Large portion of the butt of the weapon. On your feet! Hit it! Hit the train! On your feet! You gotta get your hand off that pistol grip. Hold on. Keep your hand off the pistol grip. You understand? You understand? Hit it! Hit the train! On your feet! You're not rolling your knob far inside. You're not stacking your heels. On your feet! On your feet! Hit it! Hit the train! Hit the train! On your feet! Hey, come here. There you go. Hit it! Hit the train! Come here, yo. In other words, what you're telling me is you didn't check out your position. You just continue to move till you got somewhere, right? Yes, sir. No problem. Slide over a little bit, heavy drop.
Hey, go both legs. Like a frog, like a frog. Hey. Go to the last one, you go through again. Stay off your knees. Get out! Let's go. All the way you're going to get on television. It looks good. Let's make it look good. Get out! Feet! Don't lean last. Get out! On your feet! Your feet like you can run that weapon to break your bone. Get out! On your feet! You're moving this powder too slow. You're moving like snails now. Get out! On your feet! Get out! On your feet! Prepare to high crawl. Bob, you're going to make it look good. You're going to do it right. You got to do it right to look good. You look good, we look good. You don't look good, make us look like shit. Catch up, hero. Cut that fire leg. And move out. Hurry. Get up your knees. Got that? Good, it's all good. I can't hear you, man. Yes! Step up in the pit. Get down! On your feet! You do it wrong. Get down! On your feet! Hey, you complete that 5, 4, 6, 6. What's number 5? You better be smiling. What is number 5? I want to see you push number 5? Look in your elbows. Look at you better be smiling like you love this. Cock that fire leg. Move out! Hey, you ever heard of move? You ever heard of that? Move! Huh? Get off your knees! Damn Russian. Get off your knees! Wake it off and cover down behind those men down there. Hey, you want racing? Huh? You want racing? On your feet! Get down! On your feet! Get down! On your feet! Put the heel of your foot up against the wall. Get down! Don't stop. Don't let me see you stop. Don't stop. Don't let me. Right hand. Get up your knees. Get off your knees, man. Off your knees. Don't your knees. Inside the spot. You got it. You got it. Hey, you. Next move. Step up in the pit. On your feet. Get down. On your feet. Get down. Wake up, Lord!
up, level, right?
Make sure you got plenty of slack on that when it's firing. It's already cocked, son. Fire, 69 round burst. Select the lever of fire. Stand up here. Fire.
At last, graduation. Only those who have the ability, desire, and determination to become a soldier will graduate today. They have now joined the proud ranks of the infantry, an accomplishment of which they can be justly proud. This success will inspire them to overcome the challenges and demands which will face them in the future. They have worked hard, and the concept of being a recruit belongs only to memory. But in the U.S. Infantry, those memories are enough to sustain the spirit for a lifetime. As they say, be all you can be Army.
I am the infantry. Follow me. Both blue and gray were my colors then. Two masters I served, and united them strong.
Get infantry squads to attack, destroy him, and then prepare for subsequent operations. It is rapidly communicated to the squad leaders and hand down.
Follow me. I am the infantry. Follow me. I patrol the jungles, the paddies, and the sky in the bitter tests that belong to the infantry.
Almighty God, whose will it is that we be leaders of men, hear us as we come to you.
At this time, the reviewing officer will troop the line, perform a final inspection, and pass these soldiers into the ranks as qualified infantry.
Till the battle's won and the army